They say that when your life flashes before your eyes, it should be worth watching. But what if it's filled with the moments you didn't live, the words you didn't say, the risks you didn't take? This is a story of how I learned, sometimes too late, that a life filled with memories is infinitely better than one cluttered with regrets. The old house still stood, barely, leaning with the weight of time and dust. I hadn't been back in 30 years. The paint had peeled, the wooden boards creaked under my weight, and the smell of worn pages and cinnamon tea lingered in the air. It was my grandfather's home, and I was there to sort through what was left. I found his journal. It wasn't just a diary. It was a roadmap to a life well lived. The first line read, "I'd rather have 1,000 scars from living fully than a single untouched regret buried in silence." He was a quiet man, not the kind to shout about his dreams, but he chased them anyway. At 21, he left his small town with nothing but a camera and a backpack. He hitchhiked across continents, fell in love with a French pianist, got his heart broken under the Spanish moonlight, wrote poetry in India, and worked as a fisherman in Greece just to eat. He wasn't rich. He wasn't famous. But oh, did he have stories? And when I sat with him in his final days, I asked him, "Do you have any regrets?" He smiled, eyes clouded but heart bright. "Only that I can't go back and do it all again." At 34, I was everything my grandfather wasn't. Stable job, good pay, predictable days. I had the perfect LinkedIn profile and the emptiest soul. I said no to every invitation that didn't fit in my planner. I stayed in my lane, walked on the safe side, and built a life on caution tape. One day, during a meeting, my phone buzzed. A message from an old college friend. "Eva passed away last night, car accident." Eva, the girl with fire in her veins. The one who dared me to dance in the rain, who said we should take a road trip to Mexico, but I never went. I stared at my screen, and I realized I hadn't just lost a friend. I had lost a memory I never made. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing her laugh in the back of my mind. I saw all the missed sunsets, the turned-down concerts, the love I never confessed. It hit me. Regret doesn't come loudly. It whispers. It sits beside you in the silence and asks, "What if you had just said yes?" So I made a decision. It didn't happen all at once. No cinematic quitting my job moment. It started small. I took a detour on my way home. I called my mother and asked her about her childhood. I wrote a letter to someone I never apologized to. I looked at the stars for the first time in years. And then I booked a flight. I traveled to Iceland alone. Everyone said, "Why would you go there by yourself?" And I replied, "Because waiting for someone else means I might never go." I stood beneath the northern lights, heart racing, and I swear, something inside me cracked open. It wasn't about the Instagram photo. It was about the feeling, the raw, unfiltered presence. I laughed with strangers in a tiny village pub. I cried listening to an old woman's story of love lost and found. I slept under open skies. And for the first time in forever, I felt alive. You see, we are taught how to succeed, but no one teaches us how to live. We chase the corner office, the perfect house, the applause, but at what cost? How many birthday parties did we skip for deadlines? How many "I love yous" did we leave unsaid? How many dreams did we silence because they didn't make sense? We are the authors of our lives, yet we hand the pen to fear and routine. My grandfather wrote his story in ink. I wrote mine in pencil, too afraid to press hard. Until now. After my trip, I found an old letter Eva had written during college. I'd never opened it. It read, "Promise me something. When you're older, don't let your calendar become your prison. Dance. Love recklessly. Laugh loudly. Die with memories, not regrets. That's the only way to truly live. I cried, not just because she was gone, but because her words were still living. And I promised her I would remember. Years passed. I now carry a journal like my grandfather did. I write down sunsets, names of people I meet, lessons from strangers. I take photos, not for followers, but for my future self. So I remember how it felt. I've been heartbroken, I've failed spectacularly, but I've lived. And I've learned that memories are made in the small, wild, unplanned moments, and regrets are born in hesitation. So, what about you? What story are you writing? What song have you not sung? What dream have you placed on the shelf for someday? You don't have to sell everything and move across the world. But maybe say yes more. Apologize first. Laugh even when it's awkward. Take the photo.